Yes, ma'am.
I still have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
The microphone. You need the microphone. You need to use the microphone.
Yeah.
So, so Satsang Foundation.
Yeah, everybody will know what you're asking.
Oh, my dear.
It's okay.
On a spiritual path, as I read books, there some Western gurus write that that the structure of the person of the human being here in the Western, in the European and in America is a different one compared to Indians, to the Eastern structure of human being.
Okay.
And they write that it's not beneficial to use Indian practices and do something like that. Has there been a change on the world regarding this point of view as a spiritual growth inside of the human being?
Personally, I do not believe that there is anything structurally different in the West, East, or anywhere among human beings. Look, as far as the mind is concerned, we are the same, right? So because of the food and because of the environment and probably some genetic traces, there may be some differences, I agree, there might be. But they're not so major to create any kind of a barrier to approach it in the Indian spiritual thought. I don't think so. Now, as far as, because we are dealing mostly with the mind and not so much with the body. Now, as far as the mind is concerned, we all know that we are no different. You know, if you are in the West or in the East or anywhere, we have roughly the same thoughts. We love, we hate, we are jealous, we are angry, we are affectionate, we are emotional. This is common factor. Fear, we have fear. Now look, what you are afraid of may not be what I am afraid of. Objects may be different. You may be having fear about something, and in India somebody might be having fear about something else. Even here, your fear may be different from her fear, right? Somebody might be afraid of eating and somebody might be afraid of starving. Different views, but the fact remains that fear is a common factor. What you fear may be different, but fear as such is a common factor. Everybody has fear, whether you are Indian or Western or Finnish or Scandinavian. Fear is a common factor. Jealousy is a common factor. You know, this jealousy is a terrible thing. This is something is difficult for me to understand, but somehow people have it. Look, in jealousy, you are happy and I am unhappy. What for? Just because you have a nice clothes, what is my pain? You have good clothes. So, it's one of the strange emotions, but we all have in some way. In my native state in Kerala, we have a saying that there are two incurable things. One is jealousy and the other is baldness. So, don't waste money on buying oils and doesn't work. Either you have it or you don't have it. So, anyway, so jealousy, then anger. You may be angry at something, I may be angry at something else. But anger is a common factor for all humanity. It's not that the Arab doesn't get angry or the Indian doesn't get angry, everybody gets angry. So, therefore, I think basically the mind, now you cannot see the mind, you can only know about the brain roughly. Although we cannot see our own brain, but we see pictures of the brain, there are no pictures of the mind. So, for the time being, let us say that when I say mind, I mean brain, let's say. So, this brain at the moment, so this brain has anger, jealousy, sometimes love and affection, sometimes hatred, sometimes fear, common factor. So, I don't think there is any difference between people that way. What you acquire through knowledge, there may be difference. As I said, there may be some genetic differences which are minor, they cannot be major. So, I don't think that this is a good theory. It's a good theory for maybe Western gurus who don't want Indian gurus. Quite possible. I don't know, otherwise I can't find any reason for this. I personally, I have many good friends who are from other countries other than India, and I find their progress is wonderful and there is nothing wrong with them, they are perfectly all right. Here I need to caution one thing. Suppose all your life from childhood you have been eating meat, let's say, example. Now to say that you have to practice this, you have to suddenly stop eating meat, it's not a good idea. So, we have to do it gradually, slowly, because suddenly then this body may react to this because it has been accustomed to it. Maybe it won't get enough protein for the time being. So, you need to look at it carefully and moderate, and then finally take it out. So, that is some truth in that.
Yesterday you were talking about the lineages and, for example, this beautiful North tradition. Does everybody belong to certain lineage, whether one knows it or not?
Good question. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because truth is like the sunlight, it's available to all. You can't say the sun should shine only on me because I am a Nath. No. So, it's available, but since we know only about this life, we don't know anything about the past life generally. So, it's quite possible that somebody is attracted to one particular path, lineage, because there is some link before. Possibility. I am not saying 100%, but there is a possibility that one might have some linkages in earlier lives with a certain lineage, and this life you are attracted towards that lineage. This is possible. Second, third, it's a wonderful thing to have a lineage. There is nothing wrong with having a lineage. There is this new thing that, oh, I don't want any lineages. I don't want any gurus. I will find the truth. Okay, great. Please do it. I agree. But what is wrong with having a lineage? Lineage is a good thing because then you are traveling on unexplored territory generally in this field. So, it's good that there is someone who has travelled before and who knows where the pits are, who can say, hey, watch out here. So, that way lineage is very important to have. But I know of great yogis and teachers who have had no lineage, at least in this life that we know of. Ramana Maharshi did not have a lineage. Did not. But everybody is not Ramana Maharshi. This is something I always tell people, watch out. You are saying Ramana Maharshi had no guru, he had no lineage, but you are not Ramana Maharshi. It's not easy. It's possible maybe, but it's not easy to do that. He probably was almost perfect before he was born, and he finished little bit what was left and he was gone, finished. But everybody is not like that. So sometimes you go to Thiruvananthapuram and there are people sitting there. Because Ramana Maharshi, it is very hot there, so he wore only a small piece of cowpea. So now people wear a cowpea, a small cloth, and they sit and they ask, who am I, who am I, who am I? Is this the way to find out who you are? If you keep on chanting, who am I, will you find who you are? No. You can always sit and say, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. So, it is good to have a lineage. But to your question, is it possible to reach truth without a lineage? Yes, this is possible too, because the grace is always there. And if somebody is moving towards it, it's not as if there is no grace. People complain, I have no grace is as free as the wind that you have here. It is always there. And we don't open our windows. What can we do? What can grace do? It cannot come inside. So all the practices that you do, all the sadhana we do, it's how to open the windows, how to open the doors, so that when grace comes, it comes like a gentle breeze, like a gentle breeze with all the fragrance of the flowers. It comes, but if the windows are closed, how will it come to us? So keep the windows and doors open and say, come. So that when it comes, it is open. So maybe somebody so sincere that they need not have a lineage, they might get the grace. I am not denying that, but I think I would have loved to do that myself. But I think it's a wonderful thing to have a lineage. I have derived advantages by having a lineage. But Babaji was very clear on this. He said, because you have a lineage, don't think that somebody who does not have a lineage is less than you. Keep that in mind. Always. Nobody is superior or inferior. In this case, anyone who really aspires for spiritual development is at par with the other who also does the same. There is no difference. So there is no competition. In India also it happens very often. This parampara is fighting with that, this lineage is fighting, oh my lineage, what are you fighting about? Because there are different lineages, the different rivers that flow into the ocean. Once this river is better than that river, all rivers are the same flowing. Maybe some are more suited for some people and some may not be suitable, agreed. But finally, we have to go into the ocean, into the sea. So that's all that is important. But it's wonderful that Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who was Swami Vivekananda's guru, he said to explore the infinite, when the human little mind goes to explore the infinite, it's like this a doll made of salt doll, SALT, salt. A salt doll trying to measure the depths of the ocean by going inside. I mean, there is no salt doll. It's gone. There is only the ocean. So this is the ultimate. Thank you very much for the question. Important question.
Coming from the Christian background, I would like to ask, how would you define the difference between karma and sin?
Karma
And sin.
sin,
Yeah.
S-I-N.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it. I'm going to think about it now. Nobody has asked me this question. So, personally, according to my understanding, the word karma is very, very misunderstood. You know, when you say karma, it's just a word. It means that every action has a reaction. This is the definition of karma. I do something and I will definitely get some reaction from that. So if I do good deeds, then I get good things. If I do bad things, bad deeds, I get bad results. Only difference is in the Hindu system of thought. Since they believe in different lives, they say if you have done something bad at one life, the result of that may come in this life. Or if you do something bad now, then the result, if you don't see it now, it may come in the next life. Okay? Now, when you say sin, it means I am doing something which is against nature and causing pain to others, and I am not following the principles given to me to practice my religion, and I am breaking it. This is sin. So, when you commit sin, you say you have to suffer for it. Okay? Now, I am saying that you commit sin and you suffer for it, it cannot be eternal suffering. You do something, you suffer for it. That suffering is a cleaning process which cleans your soul, that the soul is able to be free. So, why are people afraid of sin? Because sin causes suffering. In the immediate thing, when you do the sin, it may be enjoyable. But the idea is, because you may enjoy it now, but it's a sin, therefore you will suffer for it later. It's very close to the karma theory. You understand? I do something, I may be happy with doing it now, but if it is an action which is against humanity, bad, then I will suffer it at some point. But the redeeming factor is that it is not an eternal suffering. It's a suffering which can be remedied. How? By doing good actions. By doing good actions and by winning the grace of the divine, your sins can be forgiven and you can move forward. This is slight difference between the two, but also the common factor. Ultimately, what we are trying to do is to be free of sins. Everybody is trying that. You may call it karma, or you can call it sin, whatever you. But I like the word karma better than sin, because when you say sin, then you know. God. But this beautiful prayer, which also is from the Christian tradition, it explains it so well. The prayer that, O Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not unto temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the glory forever. Amen. Now, this is a beautiful prayer. So, even the worst sinner prays to be free of it. So, it is not a final thing that you have sinned and you are doomed. No. If you are doomed, then where is forgiveness? Forgiveness is a very important part of the Christian creed. Here is a man who says, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them that despitefully you. Sometimes I think it's almost impossible to do it. Maybe only he did it. There is only one true Christian, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, because it is so difficult to practice. But I am sure we should try our best to go. We are not Jesus, but we can try to go as close as possible. Nobody has said this before, you know. Okay, so bless them that curse you. You say, somebody curses you, kill him. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. We always, why should you do good to somebody who hates you? You know why? Because you are actually repaying the man with good things instead of bad. So both of you are saved. And the last one is pray for them that despitefully use you. Pray for somebody who is always cursing you. I mean, it is not so easy, it's so difficult to do. But if you do that, then you are a yogi. You may call yourself a Christian, but you are a yogi. We try our best. Sometimes we are imperfect. Sometimes we fall, but we stand up. Usually, I try my best. If somebody is blaming me or saying something, it's okay. So, let him progress spiritually. Let him be happy. I mean, you know what? It's a great relief even to ordinary life. It's a great relief because you are not holding anything here. So, let go. In the Upanishad, in the Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a beautiful saying, Tena tyaktena bunjita, let go and rejoice. When they say let go and rejoice, they are not talking about a fart, which also may be true. If you hold it, you are not rejoicing, you are in tension. So, but this society will not allow you to do that. Anyway, so don't worry, I am not about to do anything. The meaning of let go and rejoice is don't hold all the hurts and pains that people have given you all the time in your head. Let it go. You're happier. Even if you don't get moksha, you're at least happy. You know, like suppose somebody hurt me 10 years ago. 10 years. Somebody gave me a slap or somebody did something. Now, even if you look at it logically, how long does the slap last? How long?
A second.
1 second, 10 minutes. If I lose my tooth, maybe 2 days. But it's over, right? After that, it's over. 2 days maximum. Generally only 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But no, this mind is such a terrible thing that it will not let it go. I hold it inside. The guy slapped me, he slapped me, he slapped me, he slapped me. Slap is over, it's not existing anymore, but I will not allow it to go from my mind. And the mind is playing a tape. Now we don't have tape recorders, whatever, digital. Going on and on, oh, he slapped me, slapped me, slapped me, slapped me. Other way around also, not that a man has slapped me, a woman has slapped me, possible. So it goes on and on and on till it becomes like a festering wound. I want to slap him back. 20 years I need to slap. The guy might even died. I'm saying, can we discard it when we understand that it is only a tape playing and not a reality, then it's gone. You say, and it troubles us so much, it won't allow us to live properly and be free. So, in the night when we go to sleep, it's like a mini death, you know. Every night we die in sleep. We don't know anything, we are gone. I think it's a rehearsal for the final. So, it's gone. So, I am saying when we get up in the morning after sleeping, can we open the windows and say, oh, yesterday is gone, throw it out. Today, let me have a fresh day. Let me not look at somebody from what they told me yesterday. both ways, whether they praised me or they cursed me, can I leave it there for the time being and move forward? Because today is a new day, and even if the person had cursed me, today he might have changed. But I will not allow him to change because So is there a way of living like that? I think there is. I try my best. I may not be 100%, but I try my best. 90% is a good idea, good thing. Then you feel so free, you can stretch your legs, it's okay. Then you feel so free, you're light, not carrying the burdens of yesterday, you know what I mean? Sorry, I took too much time. So anything else?